many times they are reinventing the wheel. Okay, so we always reinvent the wheel, but we're not delivering the wheel. So the only way to rectify that is with open innovation. Talk to each other, share. Hi, come share.
Totally agree, because why? You know what, in the end David told me he wants to level up the level of software engineers in Malaysia as
Exactly.
well.
Yes.
If anyone come and ask him, of course he share advice how to do, or how he do things. And that really opens up like the CTO mind,
Yeah.
that oh, you can actually do it that way. I never think of that way. And that is so important.
I agree. From our perspective at TIAS, we always follow the McKinsey triple helix model. So where we work with governments, institutions, and also businesses to fine tune the ecosystem, and that agility at its fundamental is honestly open innovation. And saying all of that, right? Because we are both from Cyberjaya side, so Cyberview, and would you agree that in Cyberview's ecosystem, we have that openness in our clusters?
I think in our cohort, yes.
Yeah, I also think so too.
I
Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to spend much time in the cohort. I only was there. I
but
think.
Kong was there to talk to
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
of
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
so we kind of like share a lot
yeah.
as well. But yeah, it's good support system as well, I would say.
Yes, that would do
Um,
agree. Yeah.
yeah, and within the cohort, we become our own, the support system and also sharing innovation. But outside of CLLA, I haven't met anyone yet. So hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Mini CEO podcast. Today we have James Tan here, and he's from TIAS. So we'll let him briefly introduce himself first.
Okay, so hi, my name is James. I'm the CEO of Tenaga Alam Sekitar Kita, abbreviation TIAS. So what we do is prefabricated power stations with solar battery storage and energy management system, uh, s- specifically focused to micro and light mobilities for rural and also urban electrification. The primary focus of our company was actually to meet the NACTA plan's objective, specifically focused on removal of petrol subsidies for Malaysia. So we were designed to be a hyperscaler. So it's been a very fun journey. We have learned a lot from the prototypes one and two, and yeah, many things coming.
That's amazing. So tell us more of how you find out the problem for you to solve.
Okay, sure. So this was about 2 years and a bit ago when Kong and myself, so Kong is my co-founder, we decided to go on this journey together. He was the one that actually prompted this process. Uh, uh, Previously in my older life, I was in aviation, in multiple different businesses. So this is quite a new objective for me, but it's quite fun. So what we did was we went to an energy summit organized by SEDA, and we saw the challenges that was coming for Malaysia in the next 15 years when our petrol reserves run out, when the nation needs to go through this transformation, not just for our prosperity but for our survival. So how can we ensure the dreams and aspiration of our people moving forward, because this is going to be our challenge. This is
Yeah.
our time. Okay. So we're like, okay, so now we looked at it from that perspective. So number one, energy transition. We need to go into RE. We need to move into out of the sickness of subsidies. So from there, we all work backwards. So we have always been designed as a national project. Uh, the first one was labor. So how do we attract investment, foreign investment, also domestic investments in terms of labor output? So to have 10,000 workers work across the board will actually cost us a lot of money in the long run. So that's why we decided to go into prefabrication. So that's why movable power stations. Our stations are about 1.6 tons, steel, aluminium, solar panel, batteries. all this kind of very heavy technical projects. So this actually causes a lot of damages to the human body, etc. So we mitigated into very confined environments. Then after that, we went into the next question: what are we working towards? Which is the vision of energy. So how does energy move? And from there, we can actually define how to build smarter cities when we understand the flow of energy. So that's why we have energy management systems, etc. Um, then we ask ourselves another question: who needs this the most, and how do we get this technology to the people to need it the most? So that's why we go towards micro and light mobility, decentralized digital energy. So for rural electrification, very fast installing process, about 30 minutes to install the stations, and you're good to go. So it was a very interesting. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, right? The most fun I had on this journey as a startup was the prototype building. It was just because this has never been done before.
I know.
Okay, so this was totally new, and it needed a lot of assistance, and then we were bootstrapping the whole way. So thankfully, Kong and myself, we were able to do it, and we bashed through the heads. We figured out quite a few different things, and we were able to cut down from a 4-ton structure. From the first station was about 4 tons, and we cut it down to about 1.6.
1.6 ton. That's how many kg?
1,600 kgs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that includes the biz systems and everything like that. So she's a lot lighter now. And then she's a lot slimmer. But the next version, she'll be so basically the less weight means cheaper. So good for us. Simple, yeah. We try to make it simple. Yeah.
It's working efficiently, like better than the heavier moving
So
charging station.
the T1, so we just got it T1, T2, and then now we're having the T3 plus. So the T3 plus is with the fast charging systems. The T1 was actually 400 watts per plug at 10 plugs, so it was a 4 kilowatt output system. Then now we're at a 17 kilowatt output system on 8 plugs. So it's for micro and light mobility because we're using solar as a primary. With the BIS is the easiest because so another thing is also compliance within national grid movements.
Yeah.
So it's we have to make sure that it's doesn't work against what we're doing. So we want to make sure that it's easy to access. So that's why we focus on 50 hertz.
All right.
Yeah, so easy to access. So any grid connection point, we can install it directly in.
So, question.
Yeah.
So, does your mobile charging station on
Yeah.
top is there a solar panel?
Yes, yes. So it's about 4.7 kilowatt capacity. So roughly nowadays with our calculations, so we have our movements of the peak solar time, etc. In an optimal location, average per day you can get about 23 to 24 kilowatt hours per day. So it's pretty good. So each bike you can get about three kilowatt. So you can power quite a few bikes for free. So that's the way we're doing it for now.
But you still need to connect to any power grid.
Yes. So so the reason why we are connecting to the power grid is because we want to absorb energy. So tenaga alam sekitar kita. What does that mean?
It's recycling
The energy of
energy.
our environment. So we want to absorb the energy of our environment. So Malaysia has something really cool coming on. It's called CRESS. So I'm not going to talk too much about CRESS because that is a very beautiful dream if we can handle it correctly. And it interlinks towards the VPPs.
I know that how I heard that how solar panel works is if you install it residential in Malaysia, that you still have to connect it back to Tenaga TMB
Okay.
because they then can sell back the extra additional energy back. That's the reason why they have to be connected. Is that correct?
So in the shortfall, that's fine. But what happens with renewable energy is you have frequency issues. So very soon, this one I can mention. Or can I think I can. So if you look through the new contracts, everything, right? Personal storage will become a big thing because we want to mitigate grid latency issues. So battery storage will become a big thing. So that's all I'm going to say on that one. Okay. So yes, solar panels you buy in, you have to pull out towards back to the national grid. Currently, it's called NEM, NEM. But moving forward, I believe from my observation, even from the contracts, okay, Malaysia will move towards personal storage.
Understood. Because just sharing, my previous job is actually a product manager for a solar panel manufacturing company.
Yep.
And what I do actually is a US company, but
Yep.
they have headquarters in Singapore as well. And Malaysia, there is a factory in Malacca.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna say the name, but I actually help Australians to sell solar panels. So I work very closely with the sales team in Australia.
Yep.
And of course, when my background was e-commerce as well, so they want me to set up a store for them. So then I set up an online store so the partners, installer, everyone can buy. And what happened is, all I know is there's so many types of solar panels. There's commercial, there's residential, and
There's
then there's
many.
470 watt, 520 watt, 550 watt. Those commercial one is 550 watt
Yes.
per panel.
Yeah.
And it's getting cheaper and cheaper.
Yes.
So I was managing the price.
Yep.
It's going down and down. Like every quarter, I have to update the pricing.
Correct.
So that was like a 20% drop every single quarter.
And the greatest cost, honestly, is labor costs. So that is why prefabrication is the way to go. So we can.
Sorry, can you explain what's prefabrication?
So basically, is assembled like a car. So rather than sending humans towards different locations, thousands of different locations, we just prefabricate inside the factory. So build, send out. So number one is safer for the workers. It's cleaner for them, and you can build a lot better product.
But how isn't I don't understand how that works, because in solar panel, what I understand is those installer or yeah, we call them installer basically. So they order from us and they deliver it to yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. So where was I again? I'll cut that part of it. So yeah, in Australia, so what they do is the installers will collect the panels from the warehouses or factory there, and then they will deliver either to the customer site, and
I'm the customer.
and then they will install it on your rooftop. So that is not prefabricated.
No.
And if prefabricated, for example, if our company also does that, does that mean it delivers to my home? I am the customer. I can do it like IKEA, like
Basically,
install it like IKEA.
So there are a few ways to build the station now. So we actually asked this question: how can we put the station on islands? So island electrification is a big thing for us as well. So we actually have an IKEA installation guide on how to build this station in four components. But then you need about six men to do it. So there is an IKEA guide to build the station.
Wow.
But it's not perfect, so it still needs a bit of time because the ergonomic design for the wiring is a bit complex. So that one, we need a professional wireman, so you can't have some guy in an island doing that. So that's the only part that you cannot IKEA.
I seen because I manage all the documents, the data sheet and all that stuff, warranty as well. So I can see that they always have safety guidelines to install. And then when I open the wiring part, oh my god, I don't understand. I was scrolling down, it's all images, words, it's really manual.
So for me, I'm a bit OCD when it comes towards wiring, because every band and stuff like that is actually losing money on my side. Okay, so that's why I'm a bit OCD. So ergonomic layout of wiring still needs some work, but then she's almost there. She's almost there.
That's great.
In terms of the manufacturing aspects of it, she's pretty good. The prototype took about 10 days to manufacture, but we were informed by our teams that we can actually do it in about 5 to 6, maybe even 3.
Mm.
per day.
So when if I'm a user, I'm a bike user,
Yeah.
even though I'm not, but how do I use it?
Basically, it's so we wanted to understand the psychology of our of our users. So humans, we predominantly like things that we are familiar with. So that's how we function. So we wanted to give it that familiar feel. So we built it like a house.
Mm.
So the concept of the product actually came from the kampong house because we wanted to put that cultural significance in. Basically, modern design has a huge flaw, which is it is basically, in simple terms, trendy mass production. Okay, so we will lose our essence in time. So we wanted to ensure that the essence of Malaysia was there. So what did we do? So we used the kampong house as a referral. So that's why it was movable and it looks like a house.
Mm.
So uh, it's just solar panels at the top, three columns and a beam, and it looks like a house. Or even you can actually say you can actually remind you of a bus stop.
Mm.
It's like a kiosk kind of feel. So at least that's something that you're familiar with from your upbringing. Um, I don't know if I should say this or not because this is going on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, but
Uh,
on YouTube,
on
sorry.
YouTube. Okay. Actually, the idea of the decentralized digital network that we were trying to build was actually from the forest.
Mm.
So I'm a huge believer of going out to the outdoors.
Mm.
So please go hiking if you can. Um, and the idea of this system came from the microgrids network.
Mm.
So if you go through nature, and I always believe in observation.
Mm.
Uh, the we were the 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 design of the system was designed from the microhedral network. So that was the reference that we use.
Right.
Yeah. So the microhedral network is basically how the entire jungle talks to each other. Lah.
Wow. Didn't know about that, but
Yes.
I'll research more on
Yeah,
that.
please. It's such a cool thing, you know.
Mhm.
It's the nervous system of the jungle.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
I think I hear you talk about that before.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah. So I'm very curious because I know about your mobile charging station, but how do they move around?
Yeah. So
Like, is it like a car, or like they can move, or someone have to still
okay,
drive it?
so far we've done tests on the crane. So it's a simple. Right, currently, we're sticking to a 10-ton lorry and a 10-ton crane. So we just do that. So we lift it from the top, and we put it inside our exoskeletons. So that's how we actually mitigate errors in terms of logistics, because there's quite a few things going on there. So we put it inside a box. So actually, the idea of this came from T1 to T2. So when we were building T1, we're like, yeah, that's way too bulky. And we're like, okay, let's build T2. And when we built T2, it's like, yeah, how are we gonna move it? So when we decided to build T3, we put T2 into T1.
Mm.
So that's how we actually
Mm.
move her around. Then we move her with a crane, with a what are those things? Forklifts as well. We move her with forklifts, with two forklifts. She's fine with that. In theory, if you wanted to, we could put wheels at the bottom, and we can actually move her with a wheel, because she's only 1.6 tons. So
That's always what I imagine it would move around with.
yeah, if you really wanted to, we could do that. But currently, we just do it with the crane because of cost breakdowns.
Right.
It's just cheaper with the crane.
And how much? How often do you need to move it around?
Depends on environment. So the design of the station was always meant for uh, value loss in time. So a lot of times when we build something, is fixed in time. Correct. The cost of evolution is very high.
Yeah.
For us is okay, if this place isn't working, if the returns are not there, we just move the station. So we still have that value of the structure. And we just reinstall it. We just have to repay for the cabling, wiring expense, and that's about it. Plus the insurance and a few other things with Majlis. Other than that, that's about it. Yeah.
So you were saying you are in T3 now.
T3 plus.
T3 plus.
Yeah.
So how long does it take from maybe pre T1 to T3? Is it like 2 years, as you said just now?
About yes.
Right.
Because it was quite an engineering.
Mm.
It was quite an engineering
Mm.
challenge.
And your background is engineering?
No, my background is aviation.
Okay.
But I
And
have. I was blessed with. So I'm a great generalist. I know everything, little bits every year.
okay.
So I mix it together and all kind of things. So that's my forte.
And
Uh,
Kong?
Kong is he was M&A actually,
Mm.
merger and acquisition. But he usually does large companies.
Mm.
So we are both from large company backgrounds. So this is the first time when we're bootstrapping. So it's a very interesting perspective.
Mm.
Um,
What are the challenges throughout your journey?
oh well, it's different environments.
Mm.
So TASK was always designed to be a national project,
Mm.
but in different environments. Okay, so what's the number one thing when it comes towards communication? Is
Mm.
it's not sounding the smartest; it's making sure the other person understands what
Yep.
you're saying. So
Exactly.
that is the art of communication. So it's to communicate that in different environments.
Mm.
So that was something that we needed to learn and reimagine because uh, complexity kills. So how do we simplify to communicate where that other person understands?
Mm.
Because we want something from that person. So that was one of the greatest challenges that we had uh, to to rewire that explanation process. Well, not really explanation, that thinking process.
Mm.
Um, in terms of doing it, that was the most fun. But see, this is the thing that I'm a bit 50-50 about. For me, I am an open book.
Mm.
I love to share. If you want to ask me anything, you just ask me. But in terms of business wise, right, it was always advised not to share. So that's something very weird for me. I don't understand that
Who
concept.
who said that it
Uh,
cannot be shared?
because there's so many NDAs everywhere.
Well, to be honest, I spoke to a lot of startups before. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we are talking about the same thing, but I'm just gonna share about how this NDA thing is also bothering me. But for our startup, everyone knows I'm building in the public, so in the AI, but we don't ask people to sign any NDA. We just tell them what we do and just share everything if anyone asks, because it's not like we already built up or have a clear business model that we want to do. So we're still in pre-product,
Mm.
building the MVP stage. And I've talked to this startup, or maybe not a startup, but they are pivoting into building AI products. And what interests me is that, because I talked to so many startup founder, they they don't want to say too much about what they are doing, and in the end they keep saying, oh, I cannot tell you this yet, I have to sign NDA with you
Yeah.
first, then only I can share more. And then it makes me so confused that I in the end of the conversation I don't know what do they do.
Exactly. That's the thing that I
So
also feeling as
do
well.
you, as a startup, or maybe they are not a startup, they have customers, but do you want to confuse people about what you do? Like, basically, if I'm building AI digital twin, I'll tell you that, like, what it does, everything.
For me, it's
Yeah.
all about the law of clarity.
Mm.
Because if you're not clear, it becomes very confusing.
Right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we are here to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to have that clarity for people to buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the confusion part. Yeah,
Mm.
but at the same time, I must listen to my advisors.
Mm.
You know,
So that's your advisors who say that, hey, don't tell anyone this, you must sign NDA.
in terms of more technical aspects. So, for instance, right, we
Okay.
have huge amount of technical sheets, like literally drawings, like
Yeah.
schematics, and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. So those are a big no-no.
Yeah.
You got to sign for that.
Yeah.
But like for instance, like so we have a lot of paperwork,
Mm.
and all this paperwork process, you must sign. But to share openly, just as a conversation point, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, because at the end of the day, you don't know everything, and when you share, people share back.
David, my co-founder, is a tech guy, so his
Sorry,
software.
he's a great guy, by the way, David. Awesome guy. Hi, David.
So so just 2 days back or 3 days back, also this because we go to a lot of events, right? So there's a CTO talking to me, asking me about our product. We have a booth there at the event, so that's why they approach us and talk. And then I'm business, so when he asked me about, oh, how do you train your model? Because I say like we are fine tuning our own AI model for this AI digital twin and stuff like that. And then he's like, oh, do you manually train it or it's automated? I'm like, what kind of question is this? I said, okay, wait a minute, I need to get to it. So, so after that, David and the CTO talk about the technical stuff. What I know is David will share
Yeah.
how do he train the AI model or fine tune it. Basically, is there's so many AI stuff. There's deep learning, there's reinforcement learning. There's so many ways to fine tune the model
Mm.
that hasn't been explored yet as well. So it's just one way that David is using to train his model, and he openly shared it to the CTO. And after when the CTO came back to me, his mind was somewhere else. It's like I talked to him, he just couldn't. He's not there. His person is looking at me, but his mind is away.
We give us CTO stuff.
Yes, because I think what they will do is I say, oh, you're not scared of people copying what you do. And he said that no, it's not that easy because there's so many calculations you need to
Correct.
do, right?
Yeah.
And that's engineer stuff, the technical stuff.
Mm.
And doesn't mean I tell you already you can do exactly same way to copy. Maybe you have an idea how I do it, but doesn't mean you can totally reverse engineer that as well.
Because
If the point is if it hasn't been done before,
correct. Yeah. Because
right?
at the
Same
end of
like your product.
because at the end of the day, right? Uh, what I've identified in many things. So this is a challenge not from our perspective, but from a federal perspective, lah. Um, Many times they are reinventing the wheel. Okay, so we always reinvent the wheel, but we're not delivering the wheel. So the only way to rectify that is with open innovation.
Mm.
Talk to each other, share. Hi, come share.
Totally agree, because why you know what, in the end David told me he wants to level up the level of software engineers in Malaysia as
Exactly.
well. if,
Yes.
if anyone come and ask him, of course he share advice how to do, or how he do things. And that really opens up like the CTO mind
Yeah.
that, oh, you can actually do it that way. I never think of that way. And that is so important.
I agree. From our perspective at TIAS, we always follow the McKinsey triple helix model. So where we work with governments, institutions, and also businesses to fine tune the ecosystem, and that agility at its fundamental is honestly open innovation. And saying all of that, right? Because we are both from Cyberjaya side, so Cyberview, and would you agree that in Cyberview's ecosystem, we have that openness in our clusters?
I think in our cohort, yes.
Yeah, I also think so too.
I
Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to spend much time in the cohort. I only was there. I
but
think.
Kong was there to talk to
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
more
Yeah, yeah,
first, so we kind of like share a lot as
yeah.
well. But yeah, it's good support system as well, I would say.
Yes, that would
Um,
agree. Yeah.
yeah, and within the cohort, we become our own, the support system and also sharing innovation. But outside of CLLA, I haven't met anyone yet. So how's Osaka Expo?
Oh, sure. So, firstly, a big thank you towards Maranti and the whole organization, Vivid Ness, Matred, um, Mida was also present, Mosti. It was, uh, how do I say it? It was lovely to be able to see all these different innovations around the world. And so for me, I'm a huge believer of going out of your comfort, going out and seeing, because many times we are big fish in a small pond. And when you go to the ocean, it's like, whoa, it's so much fun. So that was where it was, we saw a lot. And the Malaysian pavilion was pretty, people were great. The business matching, we're actually following up with a lot with Indonesia now, a lot with Indonesia. And it was a great thing lah. Actually, to be honest, I actually shed a little tear when we saw the drone show in Osaka World Expo.
Okay, how
Yeah.
does it look?
So if you do have a chance, please go onto YouTube, check out the Osaka drone drone.
Put the link here
Yeah,
below.
put the link here. Here is it. Yeah. Okay. So the whole concept of it was, most people look at life as it's coming towards you, but the drone show represent life as it's coming from you, not towards you. So you are projecting that light, and basically we are. It was a very universal kind of thing. So if you see the drone show, you will understand what I'm saying, especially with the whole concept. It was absolutely beautiful. That was, to me, the highlight.
Did you see the water show as
Yes,
well?
yes. The water show.
How's
That was cool. So for me as a aviator, I love drones.
Oh, yeah,
So
makes sense.
I love drones. I think drones, if done correctly, can be a force for good, not like what is being done now in terms of wartime applications. But it can really help make our cities safer. It can really help make our agriculture more effective, a lot more audited. So I'm just going to mention that. That's about it.
I think the drone show, the one that I can remember, it was really nice. It was in Paris Disneyland. That's like a Marvel fighting, kind of drone show. And there's Spider-Man. There's um, it yeah. There's Iron Man flying all around. It is nice. The
It's nice.
drone that
Okay.
is done right.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
Now, this is an interesting question, right? So I'm all for ESG. I am all about reducing carbon emissions, etc. Would we, as Orientals, okay, say drone show, no more fireworks yet? It's an interesting question. It's something that I was thinking about because it's so beautiful, it's so amazing, but I don't think culturally we can accept it just yet.
For drone show,
Yeah.
I think if it's done right, like whatever you say, or I mean, in my mind is the Marvel fighting each other.
Yeah.
Was it Marvel or DC? Oh, sorry, I'm not a. Anyways, back to your question. I think it can be replacing fireworks because, in my opinion, I have seen fireworks for so many times. It doesn't interest me that much, but for example, I live in an apartment, and this Chinese New Year's, these 2 weeks,
Yes.
I can see from my apartment basically the entire city skyline, like in KL, is having fireworks popping out every night, especially after 12 a.m. I mean, it's nice to watch, but it's just similar fireworks that you can see. And what if, for example, a mall do the big drone show that everyone can see as well? I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. So hashtag drone shows.
But I think it's more costly to do that.
Well, it depends on the scale. If you go for the main events, then it's definitely cheaper to go for drones. If you go for the big shows, but for personal usage, then yes.
I think in China they did a drone show.
Yeah.
In Shanghai or
Actually, that was thank you for mentioning that. I randomly, it wasn't planned or anything like that. I was in Xi'an, and I kid you not, that was the first time I ever saw the drone show ever, and then it was a Guinness Book of World Record show. It was like, I don't know how many thousands. I was like, what on earth is this?
Is that dragon or?
Yeah, definitely confirm there's dragon. Such a
Yeah, I think the China one did well because it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're so far off. Anyway,
Okay, well, back towards this.
back to this one. What else do you want me to ask?
Anything is up to you. It's your show.
Um, AI.
Okay, sure. So AI for us, it's the last step. So for us, what we do now is collect data points.
Mm,
So what we are collecting is the flow of unseen energy.
mm.
So we have seen energy, but you also have unseen energy. So we are calculating that, and we're auditing it, and we're trying to provide RE energy towards that unseen market,
Mm.
seen market now, and hopefully build a more resilient, localized grid system.
I have an interesting question for you.
Yep.
Because we are an AI startup, so we look into AGI, ASI, no matter what other fields or
Yep.
industry. And our pilot project is with a professor from University of Toronto. So we had, I think early this week, we had a Zoom call with him.
Yep.
So what's interesting is he's actually a professor for environmental simulation faculty.
Okay.
So what does that mean is that he will basically he have a modeling software he built as well, and that environmental simulation he requires his student to model, like for example they call it modeling, like for example a city, how much energy, water, and everything that's used, and how over time, like maybe 30, 50, 70 years, how it evolve
Correct.
based on the resources they have or stuff like that. So interesting question that he threw to me is that during the call, how does AI can be used in the energy field,
Yep.
which is how can AI know how to quantify the amount of energy is being used?
Okay. So the answer to that is we need more data.
Mm,
So you create data points. So the challenge here is creating data.
mm,
So and you can only create data of that specific field with EVs.
mm,
So so for instance Tesla, you have all of these calculations in the system itself,
mm,
but that's a 300,000 ringgit piece of
mm,
kit. How do you give that to a 4,500 ringgit piece of kit? You can't. So you have to spread out the cost. So that's what we do. We gather everyone to the house.
mm.
They upload data to the house, and we filter. So that's how you do it. And after that, that's when should I mention it or not? So there is a few companies in the world. So one of it is in the UK, the other one's in Japan, Australia, and of course China. So these companies have done what AI needs to do for the energy sector. So I cannot tell the company, cannot even tell the product, but if you want to have a look at it from that that perplex that perspective. But it's basically the future of IoT.
Mm.
The future of IoT is this human interaction towards the product.
I think they call it the Industry 4.0 and
Correct.
stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But again, what's the purpose of it? So that is where we come in. We are the purpose. We are humans.
Mm.
So the system, the technology must put us as the number one condition. But that needs data.
Mm.
We need to understand what do we want.
Yep, because basically we cannot. I mean, from our perspective, is how much energy is an
And what time?
AI data the data centers is
Oh,
using and stuff like that as
you're
well.
talking about data centers. Okay.
I think if AI they leave like another being in the data
Yeah,
center,
yeah.
right? So that's what they were
Mm.
talking about, and that's gonna affect a lot of people because AI data centers, like in the US they are building Stargate AI. Anyway, it's going to require a lot of resources,
Huge amounts.
and how is that gonna impact us? Because we are basically also fighting energy with
Correct.
AI data centers.
So I just came up from Johor, and we have a lot of data centers going up there.
Yeah, because there's a free trade zone.
Yes, yeah, under with Singapore, and one of the primary questions is, and I'm not sure if please forgive me for mentioning this. Google is one of the big champions for RE, so I have to give props. It's so rare to have a client, which is not our client. Okay, it's everyone's client. Google is massive. That actually insists on RE energy as the data centers prospect, but it's a lot of um, gonna push across. And another thing very interesting about data centers, right? So from my previous life, I was a property developer. And how does a property developer think? You build there, I also build there.
Yeah.
Because it's a good location. Same things with data center. They cluster bomb. They cluster bomb data centers in one specific location. So suddenly you have 4 to 5 data centers eating 1 over gigawatt hour energy and water in just one cluster zone, you know. So hats to Tenaga National. Good luck.
I think um I also shared to professor, like there's still, of course, there's a lot of
Yeah.
solar panel plant in everywhere around the world. There's even in Malaysia, the north, they have a, I think they built it above the sea level.
Yes. So
They called it like
floating
floating
solars.
floating solar
Yeah.
farms,
Yeah.
right? And that's interesting. But I think what's next, or maybe you can do that.
Base systems.
I'm
So
gonna
the
share the.
okay.
You know what I'm gonna talk about?
No. So the answer to all these things. So now Malaysia is moving towards this. We are heavily pushing
Yeah.
this. Okay. So anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Go.
Sorry. So what I think would be interesting is that I think there's in the world out there, there's already prototype for this. Is that using AI to manipulate the solar panels direction, just like a sunflower.
Yep.
So I think that has prototype somewhere. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I think if solar farms has that, then it can manipulate, like basically rewarding the AI system where there's sun. Okay, then you direct to which direction of the light, like photosynthesis. And if it has enough energy, then it will reduce its energy to save more energy.
Mhm.
So then that will increase the efficiency of the panel.
Yep. That is one way to handle it as well.
Mm.
The other way that I uh, identified that is going on, but this is more from an individual perspective, is actually what's the word earlier? No one like to use this word. Energy shaving. So
Shaving as in
mitigating energy usages, so making it more efficient.
mm,
So if you notice in Malaysia, we are crazy about aircon.
yeah,
So that's a lot of energy.
yeah.
So rather than so there's a two-way approach. One is producing more energy. The other way is how do we reduce energy through number one, inefficiencies, and also from design inefficiency in terms of material. So if you notice, a lot of our buildings were built in the 90s and the 80s. We got a lot better material now, a lot cheaper. They last a lot longer, and they can be recycled.
Yeah.
So the materials are easier to work with. So these are questions that we need to ask. So in terms of AI, right? What I would do, and people have asked me on this question as well, is and energy saving. There's loads of companies doing energy saving nowadays, but in terms of using localized design to actually build better ventilation systems, so you don't need so much aircon, you don't need so much light because you can use the sun. We all live in the tropics. Why are we using European designs? What's the point? It does ask these questions. So, but European designs or American designs are built for mass production. They're cheap, they're cost effective, and you can build them quickly. But nowadays we can do it differently. So reimagine the future.
I think in certain places, so I live in apartment. I don't use AC much, like
Yeah,
air condition much, because I always open the window and just with fan, and it's cooling enough because it's high enough. And I think recently there's also haze, right?
yes,
I think it's also the air quality that make people want to stay indoor,
yeah,
and that's also why it's difficult to use natural um you know ventilation system. Like I had to close the window because of the haze as
fair
well.
enough. That
Yeah,
one's fair enough.
yeah, then that is also another problem to think of,
Yeah,
but interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, there's of course a lot more problem to solve. Of course we want to
Challenges.
encourage entrepreneurs to yeah, we can only build so much in our niche.
Yeah, it's because at the
It's
end
not
of
like
the
we
day,
can target all the
yeah,
questions and
exactly. So
problems.
at the end of the
Yeah,
day, we're only human. There's
yeah,
only so much we can do, and we have to focus because of
yes,
our resources.
yes, yes.
So we need a lot of help. Oh,
Okay, final questions to
okay.
wrap things up. So we understand your challenge and we know your journey so far. And what would be the ask for the audience who are listening to you today?
Oh, so basically, if you like what we're doing, if you think that you that we can work together in terms of synergy, in terms of values, because at the end of the day, uh, we need funding. Don't get me wrong, especially for bread and butter money. So because the tech that we are building needs time, but the company also needs its base money. So 80/20 profit margins, etc. Blah blah blah. So but picking the right teammates is also vital towards us because at the end of the day, uh, we believe this is a long-term solution. Uh, we must have that grit, that tenacity, and if we do this right, we can build a brand new economic pie. So, and with that, we can build a legacy of a future worthy of our joint potential. And I'm very thankful to have a friend like Audrey as well to actually give us this opportunity. So thank you, Audrey, for this.
No worries.
And have a great
Yeah,
weekend.
thank you so much for coming here today. And yeah, I love your talks. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.